Today's 738. I'm here to challenge and learn. I'm learning. I hope this will support your dreams, your goals, allow you to become the person that you want to become. Today I want to speak about one essential topic, and that is how to become top 1%. And is that important? How important really to be the best and expert in your field? Now, of course, we need to understand that we need to choose where we want to be the best. Sometimes people want to be average, average in physical abilities, average in abilities of problem solving, average in athletics, average in financial, average in career, and so many different areas average. Now, I truly believe that average is not bad. But at the same time, I believe that every single person needs to choose at least one area in their life that they want to be the best, that they want to be that top 1%. Now, to become top 20% is quite easy. You allocate 100 hours to any kind of skill and you will be able to become top 20%. But top 1% is a tough thing to achieve. So today I will share exactly what you potentially could do. I will share 13 steps that you need to take. It's quite simple, but we always need to be reminded what we need to do to become top 1%. And then I will share why, how difficult it is really to achieve that. So number one thing that when we want to pursue that to become top 1% in any field, in finance or anything in between, first is choose your field. We need to understand that we need to choose. So we're not able to choose every area of our lives to be 1%. No, you're not able to be every single aspect of your life to top 1% because you just will not have ability and time and resources to achieve it. So no, you choose your field and pursue it. Number two is set clear goals. So that means we need to be very, very clear exactly what we want to achieve because clarity gives actions and actions give results. Now, a lot of times people are very, very strong. They could achieve a lot of great things, but because they don't have clarity, they don't take actions and they're left behind. Number three is learn constantly. Learn constantly. That means you always need to improve. You need to always find somewhere knowledge, add wisdom into your arsenal, in your tools. So always need to constantly learning. Number four is practice constantly. Especially when you think about skill, practice constantly is essential. Because when you don't practice, you don't get 1%. And that's the thing that's one of the hardest things is that every single person is practicing during good days, but not every single person practice during bad days. That's why practice consistently is so important. Number five is seek feedback. I truly believe that there is no chance to become top 1% besides getting feedback. Now, maybe there is a possibility to become top 1% without getting feedback, but if that's the case, that means you will become that top 1% much, much lower, and with that feedback, you could then become much faster. Now, I understand that feedback is important and essential, but at the same time, sometimes it's better no feedback than feedback altogether, because you need to be very careful from whom you're taking the feedback, because a person who have achieved your results in your time frame, because a lot of times situation changes, technology changes, and someone could be that he achieved the top 1% in one technology in the same field, but now technology changed, everything changed. We need something that's see who achieved in this current times the result that they're looking for. Number six is push your limits. Push your limits. That means that, of course, we have a comfort zone, we have that bubble, we have that box, and we need to expand it. We always need to expand it. We always ask, what am I capable of doing? And how I could stretch a little bit more. Let's say the public speaking skill, that you are comfortable speaking in front of 100 people. So it means maybe you're able to push it and then start speaking in front of 150. If you are comfortable speaking in front of 1,000 people, now maybe able to push it and make it 1,500 or whatever, you're able to push it. Now it will feel a little bit uncomfortable, but you need to feel comfortable feeling uncomfortable. Number seven is network. That means that if you want to become top 1%, you need to network and peer and really connect. It's so essential sometimes. Really go around and connect with people who are pursuing to become top 1% in the exactly same field. So that means you have peers. and working and accountability buddies that you're able to find what you're working on, what you're struggling with. Maybe I'm able to learn from you. Maybe you learn from me. Because when you're sharing, because one of the best way to learn is share your knowledge, share your wisdom. And of course, the best is to learn from your peers as well. Number 8 is manage time effectively. Manage time effectively. That means when you want to become average, it's easy. You can just do the things and you will become average. But when you want to become top 1%, managing time becomes even more important, because just for random activities, you will not be able to become top 1%. So that means you need to allocate much more resources, time, and money and energy in building that skill that could become top 1%. And managing time is very essential. Number 9 is stay motivated. So that means you need to find a way how you can recharge, how you can elevate your energy, what creates energy in your life, and do those energy activities that you always are energized, always have energy to do the things necessary that you could build that skill so that you could become that top 1%. It's very important to recharge and build and do activities that recharge you and builds a lot of energy. Number 10 is adapt and innovate. Adapt and innovate. That means that if you want to become top 1%, you can become top 1% in 3 months, but things are changing and you can fall down right away because you didn't adapt, didn't change. So you really need to look into where I need to adapt. What is changing? What is changing in my field that I chose to become top 1%? Because a lot of times you will be required to adapt. You will be required to innovate, because people who are innovative, you don't need to invent anything. You just need to innovate. So that means you look what was invented and find a ways how to pivot, improve, and get better, make it better. Number 11 is track progress. Everyone understand that you're not able to improve the fastest way if you're not tracking progress. You're not able to understand if your result is good or bad without tracking result. Imagine a basketball game or soccer game when there's no one tracking results. They're just playing without reason. Exactly the same in life. When you want to improve and become somebody, you need to track the progress that you could understand if this result is good or bad. It's very, very important to track progress, because your learning is elevating when you're tracking the progress. Number 12 is persevere. That means it's very important to understand that during that journey, when trying to become top 1%, there will be a lot of days that you will be super happy that you're pursuing to become top 1%. And a lot of days, life will happen and you will hate your decision that you pursuing to become top 1%. And during those days that life is hammering you down, what you choosing to do? Are you persevere? Are you have systems and processes in place that you can persevere and take action during bad days? Because people who persevere during bad days and still keep pushing forward and practice consistently, those people who are really becoming top 1%. So when you ask yourself, are you ready to become 1%? Always ask how I perform during bad days. If you're not performing yet, that's say that you are able to change that. You're able to improve that. But you need to be self-aware, reflect where I'm at the moment, and build mechanisms, systems and processes in place that you could persevere during bad days. And last one, 13, is celebrate successes. Celebrate successes. And this is, again, is very, very important. Now, a lot of times people say like, okay, I want to improve, I want to be top 1%, and I need to improve all those weaknesses, all those disappointments, all those setbacks. But when you look only in setbacks, a lot of times people do not have energy to learn, improve, get better. So celebrating successes is one of the essential things. It's much more important than looking to setbacks and mistakes, because celebrating success builds a lot of energy. And with that energy, what you're able to do, you're able to pursue, practice even more. And with that practice, you're able to be better and better and better and attract even more successes. So that's why it's so important to celebrate successes on a consistent basis as well. Not just practice consistently, but you need to celebrate those small successes that you get on weekly basis, daily basis, that you could bring that energy up. So those are the 13 things that, of course, we need to do that we could become top 1%. There's more of things, of course, that is just the simplistic foundational things, but that's a good start to really move forward. Now I will share a little bit about really how difficult it is to become top 1%, because it is difficult in running, in athletics, in sports, in any kind of sports, in finances. For example, if you want to make in America, let's say that's top 1% income per year, you need to make $500,000 a year. So that is top 1%. So that means you need to start asking, hey, what kind of career path I'm able to pursue to be able to make $500K a year? And there's not a lot of career paths that allow you to achieve that. That means a lot of times, even doesn't matter how hard you work on making money in some careers, you will never make $500K a year. So that's sometimes that we need to understand that when we choose a field where you want to be top 1%, sometimes you need to ask, like, what kind of vehicle I will need to choose to be able to achieve that. Because if you are an accountant and working for some kind of company, most likely will not be able to achieve that. Of course, if you invest, that's like become an investor and you're able to do that. But in just in one line, accountant probably will not do that. So what is that? Why is that so important? Why is it so hard to achieve that top 1%? First one is competition. Most people who really want to become top 1%, that really believe that they have that competition inside, that they want to prove to themselves, majority, and that's the most important, to themselves, that I'm capable of doing that. And of course to others, because top 1% is comparing to all people. So that means that that is comparison. Comparison, how much you make, how much other people make, how much effort they put, how much skill they have. So of course, competition is very, very important in that sense. Number 2 is time and dedication. Now, if you want to become top 1%, you will need to be dedicated. You will need to allocate a lot of time, not just a little bit, a lot of time. And are you capable and are you willing to allocate? Are you willing to sacrifice a lot of things? Because you need to dedicate a lot of time. Because dedication is one of the essential things when you want to become top 1%. Because a lot of times people allocate 100 hours, says, oh, I want to be top 1% already. No, you'll be 1,000. Even it says that 10,000 hours you need to really to build some kind of skill to expert level. So are you willing and dedicated to spend those 10,000 hours if needed? Some people become experts faster, some slower, but are you willing to give those $10,000 if needed? That's the question that you need to ask for by yourself. Number third is learning curve. Learning curve. So a lot of times learning curve is like this. It's not like this, not a straight line. It's a lot of times is like a stick. So that means that first you will go very, very slowly. And you will spend hours and hours and hours, even hundreds, maybe 1,000 hours on building a skill without getting too much results. Are you willing to go through that period when you don't see much results? Because you need to understand that you need to make a commitment to say that I will persevere. It doesn't matter how much results I will get. I will put effort and I will wait, and that's until that stick will start to pop up, and I will see results better than anyone else. But because a lot of times at the beginning, you will be slower. It's not guaranteed. It might be slower, it might be faster. But if you're faster, you don't pedal back. You say, okay, I need to push even harder, that I could take advantage of this opportunity when I get results. Number 4 is adaptability. So many times people get super fast results, and then something changes, and they don't get any results anymore. And why is that? Because adaptability issues. You need to adapt. You need to change. You don't need to complain that something changed. No, you need to say that, okay, things change. I need to improve. I need to get better. And now I will be even better because I become much more adaptable. Adaptability is one of the essential things when you want to become top 1%. Number 5 is resources. Now, I understand that resources is a very interesting topic because some people just don't have enough resources to become top 1%. They don't have access to mentors, they don't have access to some kind of resources, they don't have time, they have energy, they don't have maybe access to the field to practice the skill. So that means that it could be a pretty sad situation for some people because of resources. So that means sometimes we are not able to build a skill yet because what we need to do is really invest all our time to get the resources necessary. So that means that some people will be ready having all the resources and it will tackle the skill while you are getting the resources to build the skill. And you are not able to complain and say that this is my station, this is what I'm going through, I need to be appreciative of that station, I need to get my resources in place that I could start building my skill. And you can be the example. There's a lot of people are looking for examples. Say, this person was able to get all the resources in place and was able to build a skill set when everything around them said that it's not possible. Because you can be a story or you can be complaining, and you're able to choose which one you want to be. Number 6 is balance. Balance in top 1% is a very interesting word because you need to forget about balance. You need to forget about balance. Because if you want to be top 1%, you will need to be unbalanced. All the things in life will have to sacrifice a lot of times. Not a lot, but just a little bit. Everything in your life needs to sacrifice just a little bit to make sure that you're able to allocate full your attention in that building that one skill that you could become that top 1%. So it means, are you willing to really make small sacrifices a lot of areas of your life that you could be top 1%? For example, if you want to be a cyclist, maybe you don't run anymore, maybe you don't play soccer, maybe you don't play something else, because majority of the time you do some kind of one sport. 90% of the time you do one sport to make sure that you get the highest skill set, rather than allocating your time 20 in different kind of sports. So that means you need to understand that sometimes you'll need to make choices. So what do you do with the time? And that means that the balance will not be your friend when you think about becoming top 1%. Number 7 is risk of burnout. A lot of times people speak about passion, but I think a lot of times passion will not lead fully to become top 1%. Because what you really need to become top 1%, sometimes you need obsession. Obsession, thinking about constantly about improving, getting better, finding opportunities to improve every single area about that one skill set that you're trying to build. But passion is good. It will allow you to achieve top 5%. But top 1%, I think, are people who really obsessed about getting better, improve, and making things better. And you need to ask, do you have a one skill, one area of your life, one field of your life that you're obsessed to make things better, obsessed to make your life better, your family's life, maybe your community's life? Because you need to understand what is the purpose to become top 1%, or just because you want to have an ego and say that I'm the best in that field, or do you have something behind it? What is that behind it? Why you want to achieve it, and how long you want to achieve it, and why you're not there yet? Because you need to answer that question. Because if you are not there yet, maybe something is holding you back. And one of the biggest ways to get out of that stuck state is really have a mentor, a guide, a coach, and find in your field a person who knows the best what potential is missing in your life. Take that action and really start working to become that top 1%. I know that I want to become top 1% as well, and I'm working very hard on that. And the skills that I'm working very hard now is sales, public speaking, and at the same time, I want to be top 1% full-time daddy. And that's, of course, is a different question, because how you become top 1% daddy? That's, of course, the question is interesting, because you need to learn and improve and get better and get the wisdom necessary. And at the same time, you're able to read books about parenting. You're able to surround yourself with amazing, great leaders, mentors, and really look how they do things. Because, as I said, this is important for me, and I'm looking forward to grow and invest a lot of times. And I made a decision that I dedicate my life to become top 1% in public speaking, in sales, and finances. And I made a list of the things that I want to be the expert in. But my foundational things, why I want to become top 1%, not just for myself, not just for my family, but really to make an impact. Now, I understand that at the beginning, you need to take care of yourself. You need to become wealthy. And it's very important for me to become that, because the more wealth I will build, the more resources I will be able to have to help other people to start working towards their future, towards their expert level in the field that they chose. So I hope you choose to win, and see you tomorrow.